this person, he mentioned that he is actually an ex-banker, 42 years old. He thought that he is pretty good with money, and he got into options trading during pandemic. And then, but because he said, right, he was just chasing dopamines, and also losses. He thought he was being strategic, but in 2 years, right, he actually lost 88 million rupees. So this amount equates to SGD is about 1 million. So can you imagine, right, yourself losing 1 million in 2 years? So what happened was that he mentioned small losses actually turned into bigger ones. A few wins actually gave me false confidence, and he kept adding capitals, promising myself I will make it back. Ignoring all the red flags, hiding from family, convinced that I'm just one trade away from fixing it all. And he mentioned that it's not just about the money; it's actually about the guilt, the shame, the mental energy as well. So when he was writing this, I feel like he said, "I feel like drowning in silence. Everyone talk about the wins, very few talk about their wreckage." And he is actually asking advice. So if let's say, right, guys, if someone were to share with you their story, like this of their story, right, what will you advise this person?
Wow, this is hard, man. Wow, I think what I would share is that in very simple terms, right? Money can always earn back lah. I think for someone that has went through these big losses, I mean, it's not easy to kind of like accept that you have lost that amount of money lah, especially you have worked so hard to reach that way. But I think me and Bowen, Joyce, we all had our fair share of losing money. But one thing that you must kind of like overcome, right, is that to tell yourself that money can always earn back. And as hard as it sounds, right, is to see these losses, right, and try to pick out the things that the blessing in disguise, even though you lost that money. So what I mean by blessing in disguise, right, is kind of what are the things that you did wrong, which you can learn so that you will not replicate in future, right? So it can be things like he said he was being strategic by treating dopamine and losses, right, and kind of like small losses turn into bigger ones. So it's kind of like really understanding what are the things that he was doing that caused him to lose so much money, right? And you gotta pick yourself back up because if you just give up like that, even after losing, right, you will guarantee lose that money and you will not make it back ever again. But if you use this as an experience and you learn from it, there is still that the possibility of you making back that money remains. All you need to do is to make sure that you use that lessons and you get proper guidance and feedback if you can, so that you can go back right on track. So that is what a lot of our students have experienced as well. That having that kind of feedback guidance, will help you to kind of like make back that money, right? It's like getting a counselor in a way for kind of like a simple example lah, right? That you always need this kind of a third person to help you to see things in a different light. So that's the advice that I'll give.